Life is short, death is certain, and the world to come is everlasting. Words of Henry Newman. A distinguished man who lost his mother in childhood was cared for by his father's maid, a good Christian. It's rare that a motherless boy receives such warm hearted attention. Laura, the maid's name, her early memories of him include her gently bending over him each morning in his bedroom upstairs and saying, "Wake up, my boy, God's morning has come." As the years passed, she continued to serve as his surrogate mother. And on holidays in the summer, when the young man returned home from college, she would still climb the stairs and call him laughingly. The sad message came one day after he became a successful statesman. "Laura has died. Can you attend her funeral?" He stood beside her grave, turning to his friends and said, "I would like to be buried here beside Laura if I die before Jesus comes. On Resurrection Day, I would like to think she will say to me once again, 'Wake up, my boy, God's morning has come.'" A nice story, very touching story. Often we human beings tend to make ourselves the norm and our intelligence the scale to evaluate everything else. Based on our concepts and understanding, we pass judgments on others and events. The Sadducees who approached Jesus were no exception to this general rule. They held their preconceived ideas regarding life and death and wanted to impose them on others too as the only truth. The Sadducees were revered religious leaders among the upper class Jews who took pride in their unbiased, clear, scientific thinking. Like some rationalists of our time, they wanted to challenge and disprove the blind religious beliefs of their era through their astute logical thinking and clever reasoning. Unlike the Pharisees, the Sadducees did not believe in the existence of immortality, whether humans, angels, or even evil spirits. Their religion was firmly founded on their experience. Heaven and hell for them were earthly experiences which ended in death. They approached Jesus with a question, the test question that made the resurrection look ridiculous. We may sometimes act like the Sadducees, not outrightly denying the resurrection of the dead, but living as though we don't believe in the power of God. When faced with a lot of bad news, we might feel close to despair and wonder if it's all worth it, as evil seems to prevail everywhere. Families are falling apart, materialism is widespread, politics are corrupt. However, we must not forget that God is still in control. As Pope Benedict XVI said in 2005, he said, "Evil does not have the last word in the world." As Christians, we are called to be beacons of hope and joy. And does our life reflect joy? To believe in the resurrection is to believe in the future fulfillment of God's grace and to understand that the suffering of the present is nothing compared to the future glory to be revealed in Christ Jesus, as St. Paul says. The goal is for me to guard in God's name what has been entrusted to me until the day of our death, which is the last day for each of us, and to wait for his call on the final day. Like that man said in the story, "Wake up, my boy, God's morning has come."